Hi, everyone. I'm Front Row Phyllis. Our next guest, Academy Award winning filmmaker, actor, director, and co founder of the blues rock band, the Boxmasters. We want to welcome Billy Bob Thornton and J.D. Andrew. Thank you both for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks, Phyllis.
I want to hear about the Boxmasters tour. So the tour ends what this week, right? The end of the
Very
week?
soon.
Yes, Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday, right? On the
Wow.
19th.
Are you
And we're
good?
back.
How do you feel about that?
Well, when you start the tour, the first 3 or 4 weeks, everybody's excited, everything's awesome. And, we started this year by opening for the Who in Miami and in Newark, New Jersey, we opened for the Who. So we're in the Enormo Domes with some heroes of ours. It was great. And the
Wow.
tour couldn't have gone more splendidly. And then, somewhere in the middle, everybody gets a little tired. The bus starts smelling like hell. And you want to see your family. And then when it winds down, all of a sudden everybody gets sad that the tour's over. It's
Right.
always like that. And
Yeah.
within 2 weeks, these guys who are saying, "Yeah, I got to get back and do this at my house and see my family," I promise you, we have a group text. They'll
Yeah.
all be on it saying, "When are we going out again?"
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. So was this tour any different than any of the other ones that that you guys have been on?
Venues, the last three tours
Yeah.
have increased in size. The popularity of the band has increased. We've been together 20 years, and we feel like we just became a famous band like 3 years ago,
Wow.
which is great for us because it means that we're not guys who hit our streak in the beginning and on the way down. We're a band that's still on the way up, which is really
Yeah.
nice, for us. And the audience has grown. We sell more records and merch. It's like the merchandise this year is flying off the shelves, and we've always sold a good amount, but not like now. And
Wow.
everything has been, I mean, we've been, selling out amphitheaters and stuff all over the country.
This is what the 19th album you guys put out, which is the Pepper Tree Hill. And, so how do you guys keep the writing process fresh and authentic? I mean, 19 albums is a lot of albums.
We have a lot of things to say. And so,
Me
uh,
too.
right. And so, songwriting has never been the problem for us. I mean, it really
Okay.
hasn't. We have so much. We have albums stacked up that we haven't released yet. I mean, we record all the time, and you know, when we have a lot of different musical personalities that go into the one sound that we have these days, and so we come up with things. We wrote a song on the bus last night with
Exactly.
Raymond and Kirk, our bass player and lead guitar player. I just wrote,
Really?
yeah, just wrote it in the back lounge, and it was a
And
thing.
it's the first one we written as all four of us.
Yeah,
We on last year's record, Love and Hate in Desperate Places, Billy and Kirk and Raymond wrote a song while I was taking one of my sons to the dentist. And then I showed up at the studio that night and they're like, "Hey, we got another song to record." And it's like, "What?" So, you know, um, it's it's nonstop with
Right.
us, and it's we get we usually don't ride on the road because there's so much going on, and we do play
Right.
every single night pretty much.
Yeah.
And so we usually wait till we get home, but this time it's like Billy and Raymond came up with a great idea, and we sat down, and within 30 minutes we had the whole song done.
That's
And
incredible. It's kind of like once you
it's
get that feeling, because I know
mm.
we've talked to other, musicians, and it's like once you feel it, you just have to stop wherever you are, that creativity, and just start writing, right?
This is true. I mean, if you're inspired,
Yeah.
you just have to do something. I mean, I've got scraps of paper with words written on them, melodies hummed into my phone, all over the place. I'll look at something that was from 5 years ago and I'll go, "What's this?" And then
Right.
and it's
Yeah.
and we may resurrect that.
So, Billy, you're also known, obviously, as an incredible, successful actor, director. How do you go from one to the other? How do you switch gears like that?
It's all the same thing to me.
Is it?
An artist is an artist. There are
Yeah.
different things that go into. I've been touring and playing music longer than I've been an actor. I mean,
Right.
much longer. And so for me, this is home, and acting is something that I grew to love over the years. And
Really?
so, oh yeah, and I sort of got into it by mistake, really.
Right.
But one way or the other, it's easy and it doesn't disrupt anything because, for these 5 months I'm doing that, and for these 5 months I'm doing this. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so there's never been a problem really with scheduling stuff or anything like that. And then emotionally, those are two different animals. There's a character, now that I am 5 months out of the year.
Right.
And once I'm there, I know that character very well. Once I'm out here, just different face, you know, literally. See, just
Yeah.
for just for men in my beard.
Tell our viewers, how did you fall into the acting bug? How did that happen?
I never had the acting bug.
Okay.
Uh, I
Well, you
just
do a
went to,
great job, though, I got to tell you.
well, thanks. No, I went to LA to play music, and some guy said that well, not some guy, a good friend of mine who now, but I did barely knew him at the time. He said, you had to go to my acting class. I went to the acting class. One thing leads to the next. People start to see you doing little plays or whatever around town. And I was making a tiny bit of money doing that and wasn't making any as a musician. And I thought, well, I guess I got to keep doing this. So from about the mid to late 80s, I didn't play much music and then went back to it in the 90s. And one thing happened after another, and then I got a successful role in something or whatever, and then made a movie and won an Academy Award, and then all of a sudden it's like, well, I guess I'm in this now,
Right.
and I appreciate every minute of it because like I said, I really did grow to love it. And
Hmm.
so in other words, I didn't have an acting bug.
Right.
I I was an actor for years and then realized I had some kind of tapeworm in me for it. But so
Right.
no, and people always say, how are you so natural? Because that's what people liked about me in the beginning is that I
Right.
act naturally in these parts. I said, I'll tell you once, out of ignorance, I didn't go to Shakespeare College or anything like that. I don't know any better than to be
Right.
myself. I mean, I honestly, and I don't try. I don't
Right.
try to know more. I don't study. I don't watch other people do it or go to their forums and, use tricks and all that stuff. I just go out there and do what the job says,
And that
and
works. It does. It's
But then you
perfect.
also don't pick you don't pick parts that you're not right
yeah, I
for.
don't pick
So
parts I'm not right
Yeah.
for.
Let's talk about Landman. Can you tell
Yeah.
us anything what to expect?
Well, the people who love the first season will love the second season. I'll
Okay.
put it that way. It
Okay.
comes out November 16th. And I can say that Andy Garcia's character from last year, who was only in the one scene, Andy will be more prevalent, as will Demi Moore.
Oh,
Uh,
good.
and, I can say that this season really delves more into the human relationships, maybe than the first season did.
Mhm.
Whereas this first season had some more surface stuff about the family and the people involved in the company. This year, you get deeper into those relationships.
Guys, thank you again. This has been
Yeah.
so much fun. Next time, I promise we're going to do this in person.
Nice.
perfect. Thank you,
Nice.
Phyllis.
Nice.